Like Zoom is doing its thing. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. And I'm just going to go ahead and press record. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Wow, we've had so many incredible women here joining us for the Feminine Economy. Last week was so full. And so we gave you yesterday as an opportunity to kind of catch up on any of the replays that you wanted to, so you know didn't feel like you were missing out on anything. But I am super excited to share with you today Raimonda. She is one of my friends. She is also the creator of so many amazing things to help women not only claim their authority but create more visibility. And I'm just super excited to be able to do this live and actually have a fun interview. Raimonda, thank you for being here in the Feminine Economy and sharing your wisdom.
Thank you so much, Christine, for this
Yeah.
opportunity to connect with your audience and share my message today.
Yeah. Well, I first got to meet you with an application to Women Thrive. Honestly, I have no idea how it popped up, but I'm like, oh, here is another woman who is a champion for women. I'm like, I have to meet this woman. And you have a beautiful summit that you do once a year on, was it National Women's Day? Or International Women's Day,
Women's
right?
History Month. It is all about celebrating women. So we take the whole month to celebrate women.
Yes.
A whole year, in fact.
Yes. And I got to have this beautiful, lovely conversation with you to see if I would be a good fit for that. And luckily I was. It was just such an amazing conversation with really getting to know you and your vision and your mission behind getting more women to, step out and to claim the vision that they want. So I would love for you to share a little bit about, your mission and your mission behind Women Thrive. And we'll get into all of the fun, different ways, vehicles that you help women. But I would love to just kind of start here, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Well, for me, it is always about creating a community and creating opportunities for each other to thrive. And, when I first started in my business, I was relatively young, in my early 20s, and I didn't always have the mentorship, the support, the guidance. So I started with creating a community around me of like-minded people, and it happened to be women. And to be honest, I've learned so much through this journey, just what happens when women support each other, when we create opportunities, when we share opportunities, and actually just have examples of other women who paved the way before us. And when you look at that, then it really expands your own mind, your own ambition, your own thinking of what's possible for you. Because if there was no example before you, you'll be the first one. And I always believe that we should be part of communities like this, where we can learn from each other and share. So within Women Thrive, for me, the goal is to really highlight amazing women, their stories, their missions, their purposes, because I believe there aren't enough media platforms who want to hear from entrepreneurial women or celebrate entrepreneurial women. So that's my goal.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So amazing. I love this so much because it really is. I think I want to just pinpoint here the community aspect of it, right? I think so often there tends to be this mentality that in order to succeed, you have to, climb up the ladder of success, which means climbing over somebody else in order to get to the top, right? I think of it as like that crab pot mentality where, the crabs are in a pot and one's starting to climb out and it's just about ready to get out and the other ones are like pulling them down, trying to get back up there. And that's not what you're about. And that's not what I'm about. And I love that we have got, like, in today's day and age, we actually can share that there is another way, that collaborating, connection, being in community, sharing with each other, not only sharing platforms, but sharing ideas, sharing inspiration, sharing tips or techniques so that we all get to create success. It's not just like, well, I can't give you my secret, otherwise you might take my clients. I'm like, that is such an outdated patriarchal way to think about not only living your life, but also running your business.
Yeah, as you know, that's one of the reasons why I think we connect so much, because that abundance mindset, you don't take anything away from celebrating another person or sharing something with them. And I always believe it comes back in abundance when you do something good for others. And over
Mhm,
the years, I've met so many amazing women who, on paper, could have looked like my competitors. We made
mhm,
friends.
mhm,
Some of these women have worked within my business. We collaborated, created amazing projects. And
mhm.
it's so much more rewarding to actually break down those barriers of competition and build collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. Will you share some of those ways that you do that? Because you've got multiple, and I know, before we hopped on, we were talking about, yeah, there's multiple vehicles that you can claim your authority and be more visible. But it's not necessarily the vehicle that matters. I want you to kind of share
Yeah.
the where you wanted to go with that so that people can hear about that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, my whole mission, what I support women with, is visibility and authority building. And it has, as for many, I think, it has taken me a while to find my own niche or my
Mhm,
own unique proposition of what I do. I've done really well in growing my community. I've
mhm.
mastered Instagram. We grew to 100,000 followers in just 1 year. Now
Amazing.
on Facebook, we have more than 600,000 followers. So
Amazing. Holy cow.
so people always ask me, like, how'd you do that? So before I became a visibility expert, I used to teach people on social media, right?
Mhm,
Just sharing tips because this is what people wanted to know. But
mhm,
then I realized social media, again, is just one of the ways of leveraging a platform and being visible and creating community. So I
mhm,
think it depends on, how do you like to share your story?
mhm,
Where do you like to create your audience? Some people don't want to create a community, and that's
mhm,
fine. Some
mhm,
people may just want to record videos or go to networking events, and that could be your channel.
mhm,
But in every single outlet or channel that you choose is about sharing your message.
mhm,
It's about talking about your purpose. And I always say that entrepreneurs are the biggest dream sellers because
mhm,
we have a dream, we have a vision, but that vision or dream isn't necessarily here in the physical world or has yet developed until you create this vision and you convince enough people that it is real.
yeah,
So I believe you have to be the champion of your own cause, of your own business, and be unapologetic about it.
mhm,
Choose your vehicle, whether you're speaking, writing, doing lives, collaborating, going to speak at other people's events, writing books, whatever it is.
mhm.
Where do you want to do it? Who do you need to connect with? And just go out there and do it, because it's all about the doing part as well.
Yeah, the implementation has to happen for sure. And you've got multiple vehicles. I know, even though I came into your world with the summit, as a way to share my story and to support and encourage more women who wanted to build and grow their coaching or their wellness practice. You also have a magazine, which is so beautiful. It's called Women Thrive. So well done. And so for those of you that are looking for a place to write, if that is the vehicle where you would like to, have a place to have your writing seen or share your message in that way, you've got the Women Thrive magazine. We've got the summit, which is to help you get, more visibility and share your message on video. You also have, your Facebook group where you share so many ways. You have a book, right, where it's a collaborative book. So can you touch on, a little of these pieces and how, women that are using those are actually creating more visibility, bringing more of their ideal client into their ecosystem?
Like I said earlier, I believe that there aren't enough platforms for women
Yeah.
whose stories and businesses are celebrated. So my goal was to create a platform. I started with events in 2017, and from live events, of course, we had to pivot to virtual in 2020.
Mm,
And I think my passion and my skill really started to shine through in hosting these events. So our Women Thrive Summit has become our annual event. We have this year just over 50 speakers, and
Mhm.
I'm really, really proud to mentor and support and spotlight through our community. So 1 week in March, a third week in March, we are hosting this event. It's a free event for people to attend and to connect, to build those relationships, meet other people, be inspired, gain knowledge, gain skills. And for people who want to speak on the stage, we'll create this opportunity for them to share their knowledge and their skills with others. We take on 30% first-time speakers. So it's really important for me to empower speakers who may not have the experience, who may have never done this before, but they have the knowledge and expertise. And the magazine, again, it started a bit of as a passion project, which I didn't really plan on going all out and creating this platform and even going to print. We just gone to print this year.
It's so beautiful. I'm like, this is so awesome. I get it every single month. I'm like, I cannot wait for my Women Thrive magazine.
Oh,
So beautiful.
I love a physical aspect.
Yeah.
And I love that we get to do that. I mean, how
Mhm.
often do you see yourself in print of a magazine? And how
Mhm.
often have you seen women in business magazines? There just aren't enough of them. And
Yeah.
there's so many entrepreneurial women. When you look at media wants to talk about how thin you can be, how healthy you should be, how, how
Mhm.
clean or lovely your home should be. Well, hold on. We women, I think you agree, Chris, that it's about creating our own economy. We talked about this before, right?
Yes.
We are entrepreneurs, business owners, we have careers, we have ambitions, we're amazing at contributing something to the society. Why is that never spotlighted in the media?
Mhm. It's so true. It's so true.
So that's
Yeah.
that's the angle I want to take, where
Yeah.
we women
Absolutely.
have to have our own outlets. If these
Absolutely.
outlets are not designed for us, then we have to design our own outlets and be the champions of our own causes. And that's what I want to do. Champion for my cause all day, every day, and champion for other women who have come before me, who come after me, who have amazing and bold missions, who want to do amazing things. I believe every woman has a story, and it deserves to be told, whatever the outlet is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I love that you've got so many different ways to support women in doing it. I mean, I love that the mission isn't just, one thing. You're really like, no, like, let's create multiple ways that we can spotlight women that are here to do big work. I mean, we wouldn't have it on our heart to do the work that we're here to do if it wasn't, a dream. So I love that you really do give multiple ways, and you do have the book that you put together. So that's, you mentioned some things. I just, many people are just starting their business, and so they might not quite understand what are their options for visibility on a platform. And you mentioned a whole bunch in this conversation. In-person events, the event that you ran for a while for an in-person event is definitely an amazing platform to be on, whether you're speaking on a stage in person or whether you're speaking on a stage online. So an online stage might look like a summit like you're doing in March. So we've got in-person, we've got stages, there are articles, there are books. What else am I missing? We've got our social media, right?
I just love, let's get visible. Let's share your story, whatever format. We've got
Yeah.
the book. It's amazing. That's a more intimate way of sharing your story. So I've mentored 8 authors this year in sharing their stories. And we're just coming around at the end of their 6 months process of writing their books. And it's such a personal journey. So our next book is going to be released in November, and it's all about women overcoming adversity. So stories of real and true stories of women overcoming adversity and coming on the other side of it. And again, it's called Women Thrive. I just keep everything under the umbrella of Women Thrive. I think
Yeah.
we just should thrive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. We need to follow that hashtag Women Thrive and follow everything that you're up to, because it's so beautiful. And one of the things that I just wanted to share with you is I felt so excited to work with you and to be a part of your world, because you really are accessible to anybody, no matter where they are on their journey. Where if you're just trying to start your business, but you've got a dream, like you're like, hey, it's okay if you don't have an audience of 10,000 or at that, like, no, like, let's start here. And I want to, help you create more visibility. And then there are people who might be further along their business who have larger audiences or in the process of building their audience or anywhere in between. And I love that, our conversation when you and I first had that conversation was about, I'm not really worried about how big your list is. I want to know if you've got something on your heart that is inspiring more women to go after their dreams. And that was just so beautiful. So I just want to thank you for being available, and then let everybody know who's watching here that it doesn't matter whether you're just starting out or you're in the middle or you're further down the road. Like, there is a place for you in Raimonda's community. And I just am so grateful to you for creating that.
Thank you. It's so important to me, genuinely, because I may be in other people's eyes so much further along in my business. I may have this huge audience, so many years in business, but I was there 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I was there just starting out.
Mhm.
I also started at zero. I didn't start with 100,000 followers. No, I didn't. I started
Mhm.
at zero.
Mhm.
I had no budget to start my business. I was
Mhm.
there too, right? So
Yeah.
we all got to start somewhere. And even with new projects that I have initiated, I start at zero again. Starting a
Yeah.
magazine, start at zero. Starting a
Yeah.
podcast, start at zero. We
Yeah.
just started a new YouTube channel. We're starting at zero. There's like 3
Yes.
followers on there. Okay. Like, okay, start somewhere.
Awesome. Yeah.
But, it's a fresh start. You should be excited. And
Mhm.
again, champion your cause, get people
Mhm.
involved, get people see what it is that you're about. The biggest mistake I feel entrepreneurs do is hide their ideas as if somebody is there to steal it.
Yeah. 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 Thank you
Nobody's
for
going to
sharing
steal
that.
it. Nobody's going to steal it.
Mhm.
Go out there, stop the patents and the trademarks. Don't do it. Just go out and get clients, get people really believing in your mission, your message, and what it is that you do. Raise your authority by being the expert, stepping in those expert shoes, even if you just started yesterday. You
Yeah.
got to step into your authority, your greatness, your message, your purpose, and just, like I said, be unapologetic. Go out there and do it. Really,
Yeah.
really important to do that.
So what would be the best, like if someone who is listening to this now, anybody who's here now and saying, yes, I want to do that, but I don't know where to start, like, because it can be confusing, right? When we just talked about multiple platforms, multiple modalities. And so I so love that you're like, I added these things on, right? We don't start at 100,000. We also don't start with 10 platforms. We start, you know, someplace. We have to take that first step. So for somebody who is like, I don't know, I want to do this, but I don't know how to start, what piece of information could you give to her?
One place. I started with Instagram at a time. This is where I felt my audience were, and it was a pretty hot place to build a brand that I wanted to build. I researched, I made a decision of what topics I wanted to talk about and how I wanted my brand to look like, because back then it was very visual.
Mm-hmm.
And I just focused on that. I grew my audience there, made a communication there, grew my community. Yes, I still had Facebook page, Facebook group, email list, but all of my energy went to Instagram first.
Mm-hmm.
Then I chose Facebook to build
Mm-hmm.
thereafter. I mean, it doesn't even have to be social media. It might be an email list that
Sure.
you want to focus on,
Yeah.
maybe a Facebook group, maybe a community outside of social media.
Yeah.
Whatever feels good to you and where your audience would engage with you. Just have one place where you build those
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, close connections with your audience, like in this Facebook group right now. That's your world, Chris. Like this
Yeah.
is where you create those connections
Yeah.
and speak
Yeah.
to your audience, and they choose to be part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So don't spread yourself too thin across million platforms and hope
Yeah.
that somewhere, somehow, the
Yeah.
audience will come. No,
Yeah.
it's the consistency. People
Yes.
see you show up, people see you deliver value, they see what you're up to, they see your messaging, and eventually they will want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do a little bit here and a little bit there, the relationship is built.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of popping in through the door and peeking and say, oh, hello, I'm here. Oh, hello, I'm
Mm-hmm.
there. You're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
but where is the relationship being built with your audience? Choose one.
Yes. Thank you for saying that, because it is about, a couple things that I just want to kind of double click on here. Consistency is important. Showing up, right? So being visible and picking a platform one. Let's keep it simple. Start with one where your ideal client is, right? So we want to and in a way that aligns with you, right? Those get to happen both. Where can you find where your ideal client is hanging out regularly, and how can you be visible within whatever it is that you choose? Consistency. And then what was the third thing? It just kind of went out of my head. There was three. I'm like, oh, I've got to make sure that I mention those.
Value.
Yes, value, being
Adding
generous.
value.
Absolutely. Yeah, being generous, just sharing, showing up consistently and sharing and giving value. So good. Oh my goodness.
Just build those relationships. They matter. They really, really matter. And
That was the
long
third one. Thank
relationships.
you for saying that. We can't just post and not interact, right? This isn't about, just creating content and posting it and never building relationships, right? There has to be that relationship building into, social media is meant to be social. It's not just about popping in and just sharing a gazillion different photos or different. If you're not liking and commenting and following and really creating those relationships, which you do so well, I always get such beautiful comments and I'm like, oh, yay, there's Raimonda, and again, we try to do the same and we've developed this beautiful relationship. That's what makes building a business fun.
And it's genuine. I love your content. I love seeing your content. I sometimes you post something, oh, that's a good idea. I'm like,
same, right? We get to do those, share those amazing ideas.
yeah, and it's nice to have those relationships when then other people just reciprocate and celebrate you as well.
Mhm.
Honestly, entrepreneurship doesn't have to be a lonely road.
Mhm.
You don't have to do it on your own.
Yeah.
Find your cheerleader. First of all, be a cheerleader for someone,
Yeah.
and they will be your cheerleaders. But don't do it on your own. Don't hide in a corner and be like, oh, the social media is scary. It's not. It's just like, hey, coming up to someone and say hello. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's communicate.
Yeah. So good. Thank you so much for sharing this wisdom. It gets to be simple. It gets to be fun. It gets to be joyful. It gets to be aligned. There's so many ways that you can do this. And you have done such a beautiful job with Women Thrive to create those different ways. So we will pop in the description. So for those of you that are watching live or watching the recording, be sure to check the description where you can download Raimonda's free resource for you. We will also guide you to where you can learn more about her. So, Women Thrive Facebook group is amazing. Please come join us over there. I'm there for sure. Raimonda's on Instagram. There are multiple ways that you can reach out, and please don't be afraid to reach out to her either. I promise she's amazing. She will absolutely be a cheerleader for you and connect with you. And she is real. She's so lovely. So go reach out to Raimonda, join her group, get in the community, and have fun with this.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, for having me and doing what you're doing. I think this whole month and what you're doing with this challenge is just it's beautiful to open your space for fellow female business owners and entrepreneurs, and also support your audience with wisdoms of knowledge. It's just really beautiful. So I just want to say, just commend you for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's so fun. Oh my gosh. It's so really totally fun. I'm like, this is not hard. This is fun. I get to have amazing conversations with women, and it's the best ever. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience today before we pop off?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go out there and do it and be yourself. Be your true, authentic self. So many times we try to hide our light. We try to be someone that we're not, or try to impress people. Just be yourself, and that is enough. Just know that your audience who are truly aligned will come to you and resonate because they see you being yourself and not this version that you think people need to see in order to buy from you.
Yeah, so good. Thank you so much, Raimonda.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
see
being
you.
here. All right, everybody, we'll see you back here tomorrow with another amazing woman. And again, you can find all of the recordings. For those of you here in the Facebook group, go into the guide section. We've got them all listed there for you. So far we've got day 1 through 7. We took a day off on day 8 so that you all could catch up. And we will make sure that Raimonda's will be there. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.